Good evening, everyone. Melanie Lewis here, your chair of the Education and Library Committee. We're so grateful that you could be here with us, and we are excited to have you. I see some new faces, and we're excited to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So the time is 7:01, and we usually get started 7:05. The committee is aware of this. You may be new to this. I'm just making you aware. So we just give that little 5-minute grace for everyone to get their life together a little bit more from a long but great productive day, hopefully, that everyone has experienced. Some of the things that I do during this time is ask everyone if they have a favorite education quote that they would like to share. I definitely put that out to everyone. If you would like to share your favorite education quote or saying that you feel will inspire and help ignite the spirit of educational service, you're definitely welcome to unmute and do so. No pressure. Don't worry. Even if we have silence, it's okay. We might need that too. As a reminder, tonight's meeting is being recorded and it will be played back on YouTube, just so that you're aware. Greetings to anyone just joining us. My name is Melanie Lewis. I'm the chair of our education committee for Community Board 9. We're just waiting to start at 7:05 as we give everyone grace to come on. If you are here and you would like to, in the interim, share an educational quote, you're certainly welcome to do so. I'll actually share one now. Some of you may have heard this or you may not, but it's always great to be able to inspire those that would like to be inspired and ignited as we go on this productive evening. So, if you are not willing to learn, no one can help you. If you are determined to learn, no one can stop you. So Zig Ziglar said that. And in the world we live in, I'm sure there are many people that may agree with that. And there are some that may not agree with that. Because as a teacher, as an educator, you may have some students, um, they may not want to learn. Maybe they had to go to school. You know, they may have had some things that they were dealing with in the home before they got there. And it may appear as if they're not willing to learn. But we have those that inspire, those that want, inspire one to want to learn, through their methods, through their tactics, through the ways in which they go about doing what they do. So, opened us up with a little quote. Now, I'm going to give one last opportunity just in case somebody just happens to have been inspired and you want to share. No pressure. I just figured I'd give it one more second just in case. All right, the time is now 7:05 and welcome everyone to Community Board 9 Education Committee, our April committee meeting. And we are so excited to have you with us. We have some new faces on here with us on today, and we're so excited to be able to have you with us. And I'm going to make you all aware of our vice chair. Our vice chair is on right now, as well as our secretary. So I want you all to be aware of our vice chair. So Creary is here. So say hey to the folks. Did it catch you off guard, Saul? Okay, I'll move along. I'll move along to.
I'm sorry, I was muted and talking and didn't realize.
It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. I was just saying for you to be able to greet everyone. I want everybody to know who the vice chair is of the Education Committee.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sol. How are you? I hope you're doing well today. As you see, my dog is always trying to join in. And so happy to be here. Happy to join.
I
happy
can't
to be
handle
here.
Marty.
And happy to be the vice chair, here to support and help in any way that I can.
Thank you so much, Saul. I'm going to ask all of the committee members to make sure that you have the agenda open, as well as the minutes from our March committee meeting. I want us to be able to make sure that we're on the same page regarding our meeting on this evening. I see Ms. Pamela Payne's hand is up, but just one moment before I call on you, Ms. Payne, I'm going to ask our secretary, Maureen Ferry, if she can greet everyone, and welcome, Secretary Ferry.
Yeah, hi everybody. Good evening. My name's Maureen Ferry. It's really great to see you all this evening and looking forward to a great meeting.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So once again, I wanted to make sure that everyone is all set and make sure that you have the agenda for this evening. And I'm going to ask our secretary, are you ready for us to go through the agenda? And or our vice chair. I'm sorry, I didn't hear which one.
I'm here.
Okay. Do you have the agenda up as yet?
I keep muting myself. Sorry about that.
It's all right.
All right.
Okay, so pardon everyone, the silence at the moment. So when we have the meetings, I just want to make sure that everyone's all set, everyone's aware, and on the same page. So I'm going to open up our agenda and make sure that we are on target.
Okay. I have the agenda up.
Okay, Vice Chair, can you facilitate by just calling in order what we have, just in order, so like first things.
All right, sure. So we have the date. So our last meeting was on April 7th, time 7 p.m., place Zoom virtual. So our agenda is the welcome, reading and approval of the minutes, chairperson's report, treasurer's report, acknowledgement of representatives and guests, Nyla Rosario Brooklet Public Library, open action items, Project 1 bookkeeping, Project 2 subcommittee event for school support, Project 3 Jackie Robinson Day, and Project 4 calendar items April, May, and June. Then we have new business, public comment period, elected official representatives, schools, guardian leadership, and community residents. Then 10, we have prep report to executive committee, full board, and then 11, adjournment.
All right, thank you so much. So I've definitely welcomed everyone, but if you missed that, you are certainly welcome to Community Board 9's April committee meeting. We're grateful that you could join us, and we will continue to move along with the meeting. And so we have the minutes next on the agenda. So I wanted to go forth and ask our secretary to go over those minutes.
Sure. So last time we met was in March, I believe it was March 3rd, and we viewed January minutes. We had a committee chair report. We talked about how the mayor is looking to get mayoral control of education. We had a committee, we did not have a committee treasurer report. We heard from Superintendent Lindsay, the district superintendent of District 17, deputy superintendent of District 17. We acknowledged guests. Primo, the chair of the Youth Services Committee, was there, and then we went through open action items, new business, public comment section, and we prepped for exec full board meeting, and we adjourned at 8:44.
Awesome. That was a good summary. Did anyone see anything in the anyone that read over the minutes in advance as well, look over anything? Was there any corrections that anybody saw to the minutes that they felt needed to be corrected? Ms. Maureen may not care for me to say this, but I want y'all to know that she had those minutes sent the same night to our board, and I just want to give her a shout out for that. So thank you. When I saw it and I was reading it, it was actually quite long. So I was like, okay, I think that's the abbreviated minutes. I don't know, but she got that out really quick. So thanks so much. So hearing none, I would suppose we are accepting the minutes for this particular last month. I did see Ms. Pamela Payne's hand up, and I wanted to acknowledge you once again that I did see that you have your hand up. And greetings, Ms. Payne. You're welcome to unmute yourself and share your question. Ms. Payne?
Pamela, you're on mute. Maybe she's not there right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
You can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. I'm on my phone, but I unmuted myself with the computer and you can hear me. So I guess I have to use both. Okay? All right.
Okay.
Hi, guys. Sorry for technical difficulties.
Yes, hi. So we've greeted everyone and we've given we just read over the minutes. Did you have a question about any of that, or there was something else? Did you want to just say hi, or
No, I just couldn't hear anything the whole time and I just was trying to get in. So keep
no.
going. Keep
Oh,
going. Keep
okay.
going. Hi, everybody. Thank you. Welcome.
Yes, so Ms. Payne is one of our committee members as well. And so thank you for making us aware, and I'm glad you was able to find a way and make one to be able to hear and be and be heard in the meeting. So thank you for that. Okay, I have so many announcements till I'm just going to actually move along in our meeting on this night. And I want us to be able to hear the great announcements from our Brooklyn Public Library. So listen, we are the Education and Library Committee. So we've been missing on our library. So we are grateful for our guests. We know that we have guests on today, and we want to make sure that we acknowledge all of our guests and definitely present our guests for this evening. So I'm definitely going to introduce our partners at the Brooklyn Public Library. But I do see that we have some new faces with us on this evening as well. And I definitely want to give you ability if you are interested in speaking during our public commentary moment of our meeting. You're welcome to do so when the time comes. And so I want to acknowledge you, and I want you to make us aware of who you are. So feel free to mute yourself. I see we have Dan with us on this evening. How are you, Dan?
Hi there. I'm actually working with Lorenzo. I work for Allied Works, working on the design of the Eastern Parkway Library. Thanks for having me.
Excellent. Okay, excellent. I understand that the library is having a community meeting. So is that something that you would like to share? That'll be part of the announcements.
So that will be part of the presentation that BPL will be giving.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah, so we have
Okay.
a full presentation for you guys, and it will include showing you the design of the new Eastern Parkway Library. So yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you so much. And then we have Janelle Welch, also from the Crown Heights Library. Okay, we got different branches.
We have our so we have our whole team. As I told you guys, for the education committee, we have the entire BPL team coming. So I think most folks are with us, and they're going to be a part of our presentation. So whenever you're ready, we'll get started.
So so the voice you just heard, very other than Ms. Nyla and Ms. Nyla Rosario, and we are excited to have her with us. We are excited to have our Brooklyn Public Library, and we're just going to make space for you to go forth and share with us on this evening. Thank you so much for joining us. And for those that were like, well, what was Ms. Rosario talking about? What she shared at that education meeting? So I actually met Ms. Rosario virtually at the Brooklyn NAACP's education committee meeting. Was that earlier this month? No, that was last month. Look,
yeah.
these days going by so quick. And so I'm so excited that we had already planned to do this. But wait a minute, you're going to be speaking at our meeting. So that was really great. So definitely welcome. And I give you all the floor. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Melanie, and thank you so much. Very nice meeting the education committee folks. I feel like it's been years since we've met in person. Really miss, whether believe it or not, we miss coming to the community board meetings every month. So we're really happy to at least have you here virtually. As Melanie mentioned, my name is Nyla Rosario. I'm with the Community Affairs and Government Engagement Department at the library. And what we have for you today is a special treat. And we're doing, as Melanie mentioned, we're visiting different meetings throughout Brooklyn, and we're sort of updating everyone on all our great projects. And today I am going to talk to you about Community Board 9. Oh, but I need actually, Melanie, if you can give me access to share my screen, because I don't have it. Okay, perfect. I see it now. Okay, so I'm gonna, and while this technology goes, I do have a quote, and I know it's a little late. We didn't jump in. I didn't want to interrupt. But as a parent, I have a quote that I think is something that's really important to me. Is behind every successful student is a parent who always believed that they would succeed. And I think it's Matthew Jacobson. I'm gonna mess it up. I gotta look it up. The librarians don't get me for this one. But it's one of my favorite quotes. I don't know if you guys are seeing my screen. Can you see it? You can. Okay, perfect. Let me just put present here. Perfect. So so today we want to talk to you, give you guys sort of an overview of everything that's happening in the libraries and Community Board 9. So we're going to be talking about capital needs, which I know this is something that's going to be coming up, that the board is going to give their suggestions for capital needs in the district. We have our librarians from the Crown Heights and the Eastern Parkway Library. They're going to talk about programs at their branches and just updates in general. And the part that you've all been waiting for, we are going to show you the new design for the Eastern Parkway Library renovation. As Melanie mentioned, we did have a community engagement meeting last week, or this week. I feel like all my days are meshing, but it was a hybrid meeting. It was a success, and we're going to share that design that we unveiled at that meeting here. So with that, we'll just go ahead and just jump right into it. First of all, you have 3 libraries in your district. You have the Eastern Parkway Library, you have the Central Library, and you also have the Crown Heights Library. You guys are very lucky that you also have all the benefits of the Central Library in your district. Just want to share some quick data. I'm not going to read everything point by point, but after we closed due to COVID in 2019, in FY fiscal year 21, we reopened and our physical locations, and we began resuming programs and in-person programming. The total here that you have here, these are all the numbers for the visits for all your branches in your community board. The numbers may be skewed a little because you do have the Central Library, which is used by folks from all over the borough, but you had a total of 137,007 visits in last fiscal year. So that is pretty impressive. The number of items checked out were a total of 352,203, which is, again, amazing. This is one that I'm really proud of. In spite of COVID and everything, our librarians were really on it, and we were able to have a total of 2,023 programs last year. And with the total attendance of 11,472 patrons. So the librarians were really busy, and keep in mind, these are just numbers for just the branches in your district. System-wide, so you could see sort of how it fares out. System-wide, we have a total of checkouts in digital medium were over 3 million. And system-wide, we held over 10,000 programs, and over 699,000 people attended. And something that I'll share really quick is our virtual programs are really special, and for me, I learned a lot. Like many of us, we were all remote, and our librarians didn't stop. They were still, meeting with their folks. They were still doing story times, and we were even able to get people from different places. We had story times where we had people from China that were part of the programs. People from other states were part of the program. So I'm really proud and amazed by the work that our librarians did during COVID. So I always want to shout them out. They're sort of our unsung heroes. So shout out to librarians. Next, I want to talk to you. Oh, see, I missed my screen here. 1 second. Oh, so next, I want to talk to you about capital needs in the district. So as you know, our libraries are some of them over 100 years old, and we need a lot of help. In Community Board 9, the 3 branches that you have, they carry a total of about $3.5 million in outstanding emergency needs. So that's like for things like HVAC or cooling or plumbing. And it's something that we've been working and fundraising and working with local elected officials to raise funds for. So we want to highlight that. System-wide, though, Community Board 9 really fared well. We had 51 branches in BPL that experienced unplanned closures, stemming from our Asian facilities. But in Community Board 9, you guys had 0 hours of lost service. So that means all your branches were always open, and we haven't had any issues yet. So that's something that not all boards get. So I wanted to share that. Next, I want to talk a little bit about active projects. And the pictures that you see there are pictures of renderings of our central library. So I don't know if many of you know, Central Library is undergone it's undergoing a huge renovation project that's in 4 phases. We are up to phase 2 now, and these renderings are from the lobby area and the new popular library. So these are open now. So if you haven't stopped by the Central Library, I suggest you come on and check it out. Going back, the Eastern Parkway Library, we have actually not that much in outstanding needs in the scheme of things, only $750,000, which is funding that we need for the initial outfitting of the building. And the project that is active now is the project that we'll talk about at the end of the presentation. And the amount that's allocated for that project is over 31 million. So it's a great, the renovation is amazing. We really heard what the community told us, and we really hope that you like the design today that we're going to show you. The next one is the Crown Heights Library. So the Crown Heights Library, it's a little bit in a different place. The outstanding needs for that building are over 6 million, but the reason for this is that it's the leased branch. So it's not a location that's owned by BPL, and in order for us to acquire the building, it would be $3 million. So that is why the huge number in outstanding needs. And in addition to the fact that we would have to purchase the location, there are still safety enhancements that need to happen to the building, such as more cameras. We also need a new roof. It's been giving issues at that building, and at times heating and cooling also need to be replaced. So those are sort of the big needs for that. For the Central Library, as I mentioned before, we are undergoing a huge renovation project that's in 4 phases. And I think the best thing, I didn't want to get so much into it, maybe for the next meeting, we'll set up a separate meeting just to talk about the Central Library and all the funding that right now is now in that building. The outstanding needs for that building is over 70 million, or about 70 million. And right now in the active projects, we have 67 million. So there's a lot of funding to do renovations for that building and a lot of plans. And we would be more than happy to come back and talk to you guys more about it in details. Next, I want to invite now, we'll talk about our Crown Heights Library. I'm really proud to be joined by our librarian from Crown Heights, Josephine Evans. I'll pass it over to you now, and she'll talk about programming and schedule at Crown Heights. So take it away, Josephine.
Hi, Nala. Hi, everyone. Hi, Miss Lewis. I think Nala meant to say the Eastern Parkway Library.
Eastern
Nala,
Parkway, yes. I'm sorry,
Okay.
Josephine. Yes, I had
You
2
know-
slides. I have 2 slides in front of me, so there you go. Eastern Parkway.
Okay, no problem.
Thanks.
Good evening, everyone. I'm the neighborhood library supervisor for the Eastern Parkway branch of Brooklyn Public Library. And we're really excited to get going again after these more than 2 years. It's really good to see our patrons starting to come back in droves. And, it's a different dynamic now, but at the same time, the community still needs us, and we are happy to provide whatever we can. So as of this week, we were able to start indoor programming again, like full force. We were doing it gradually previously, and like Nala mentioned before, that our virtual programming opened up more access, to everyone, maybe people in our community that we weren't able to reach. So that was a positive in, such a stressful time. But we still want to give people that option, and we will. So, but now we're able to do in-person programmings For instance, we have a lot of older adults that come to the Eastern Parkway Library. So the virtual programming, maybe for some of them wasn't ideal, but now we're able to offer in-person programming like computer basics, Ask a Tech, and for the teens, we have Teen Tech Time. We're still getting situated as we still have to adjust to opening up our auditoriums and meeting rooms and the guidelines that we have. We want to keep everyone safe as well as entertained and educated. But, so it's still an adjustment period. But our calendars will be chock full again soon enough. We have impromptu programs for the kids, when they come to us and say they're bored. So we have board games for them. We have Teen Tech Time, as I mentioned. And one of our most successful programs is our Grab and Go, and that's for kids and teens. So basically, we put a lot of like DIY materials, do it yourself materials, where people can just come and grab. Parents, on their way home from work, kids after school, they can just come and grab it and go home. We just want to give everyone whatever options, as many options as we possibly can. And we're looking forward to in the future, this community board meetings are great because I remember having to, work with you guys to make room reservations. And so now that's opened up. So, it'll be good to see our not-for-profit and our community partners come back to the branch to use our auditorium and our meeting space again. Oh, and I think I forgot one of our most important program is story time. And that's so we've been doing virtual story time every month, and we also partner with the Police Athletic League every month. And now we'll be able to do it in person per our guidelines. So we're very excited to come back and engage with the community more and more.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Josephine. Appreciate
You're
it.
welcome, Nala.
And next, we have now from Crown Heights Library. Sorry, the Crown Heights Library, our managing librarian, Janelle Welch. Janelle, take it away. Oh, we can't hear you, Janelle. I think you're on mute. Still on mute. Oh. Oh no, so sorry, Janelle. So I guess, Janelle, do you wanna? No, we can't hear.
Maybe she can try to dial in.
Yeah, you want to try dialing in, Janelle, and while you do that, maybe we'll have the next part of our presentation, and then we'll give Janelle time to dial in and join us after our presentation. Is that okay, Janelle? Is it thumbs up on that? All right, thank you. Thank you. All right. So next, to not hold things up, I'm gonna pass it along to our partners at DDC and Allied, who are gonna share with you the new design and for the renovation for the Eastern Parkway Library. But I think, Melanie, what you need to do is maybe give, I don't know, Lorenzo, I don't know, are you presenting?
Yes, I can go ahead and present.
Yeah, if I don't know if you give you the ability to share your screen. Yeah.
Can everyone see my screen?
Yep.
Great. So hi everyone. My name is Lorenzo Amaro from Allied Works Architecture. I'm part of the team working on this fantastic new project, and I'm really excited to share with you today some of the design updates on this project. So as you know, and as we heard, the Eastern Parkway Library will undergo a full renovation of the existing building, as well as a substantial expansion to fulfill the needs of this growing library. So it's located, as I'm sure you know, along the Eastern Parkway and Schenectady Avenue. It's a corner lot. It's an existing early 20th century building, part of the Carnegie libraries that were built around that time. You can see there on the left a picture of the original state of the building. And so what we're looking to do is to refurbish the exterior, replace all the glass with modern performing glazing, touch up all the stonework, completely redesign that front garden entrance plaza, and then rebuild towards the back. So here you can see the views of the interior. On the left, the existing condition when the library first opened, and subsequent renovations to the library added a floor in the middle of this space to keep up with the growing needs of the library. And so this is where we sort of started with the main gesture of the project, which was to get back to this beautiful existing space with the tall ceilings and these wonderful windows. And so we wanted to cut back this second floor slab in order to create this idea, this tall space again. The other component of that, as you can see, we have that's the main idea of the existing part of the library, and then in the expansion, the back part of the existing library will be demolished and a whole new expansion built. And what that allows us to do is add a third floor in the back and also add program to the lower level, again, to facilitate this the needs of this growing library. And you can see here on the left that scheme with broken up with the various specific program zones, also by floor, and the program areas there on the right. So this is the site plan, as I said, on the corner lot. The front plaza will be completely redesigned. An accessible ramp will be added. The existing library, the main portion of the library will be maintained, renovated, and the exterior as well. And then in the back, we'll have the new three-story expansion. So starting with the lower floor, you can see there in gray the walls of the existing library that we're keeping, and we're digging into the cellar level of the existing library to add program to the adult learning center here. And the idea is we'll have classrooms, we'll have individual meeting rooms, we'll also have open spaces. And then in the expansion itself is where we're putting all the new vertical circulation, so the staircases and the elevators, all the service spaces, as well as the back of house and staff areas. So this is the first floor. So as you would be walking into the building through the front gates and this newly designed outdoor reading plaza, up the existing steps or through the new ramp, through the vestibule to the front desk. And from there we have, again, reopened this whole existing or the original reading room. And so the guests can fan out across this large open space, and there'll be different configurations of the furniture as well to add laptop stations. There's an existing also fireplace room, this gorgeous wooden paneled room where we'll be adding a glass partition so that we can, as a meeting room, so that people can meet and discuss without disturbing the rest of the library patrons. And then again, towards the back, we'll have specific program areas for the STEAM. And in the floor above, back here, we have the children's zone and the children's reading room. Again, some staff areas. And then here you can really see the cutting away of that second floor slab to allow this large space to breathe again, to have these windows again to be fully expressed. And we would create a balcony condition with a reading mezzanine where people can sit in the individual tables and chairs while overlooking down below the main reading room. And then in the center, separated by some acoustical curtains, we have the teen zone, also one of those specific program spaces of the library. And then in the third floor, we have a large multi-purpose room with a lot of audiovisual components for presentations and whatever the community might need, a classroom, and an outdoor reading terrace. Very important, I know, to all the library users to have an outdoor space as part of the library. So here we have an elevation. This is along Eastern Parkway. So you can see the gorgeous existing library that the facade will keep. And back there, you can see the addition towards the back of the library. And this is the view down Synecdoche. So the idea, we wanted to make sure that the expansion of the library, while modern and new and spoke its own language, it had that dialogue with the existing. So this very elaborate cornicing of the existing library, we sort of extended that across with the roof edge as well as the concrete base. And we're adding a big expanse of glass to bring in light and air to the expansion. So this is a view in that corner from Eastern Parkway, looking down Synecdoche Avenue to your right. As I mentioned, that the main part of the library will be maintained and renovated. The entrance plaza will be completely redone, and there on the back you can see the new expansion. So sort of walking down Synecdoche, now focused more on the expansion. As you can see, the large expanse of glass. We're also adding these vertical fins as well as interior shading to, while we are adding the light, it will also help protect the space when it becomes too much. And there you can also see that third floor terrace where the library guests can come out. There'll be planters and there'll be tables and chairs where people can sit and read. And what the balcony also does is it allows us to, while we did add a whole third floor, we're pushing it back away from the street so that it's not trying to compete with that existing portion of the library. This is just a breakdown of the exterior fixtures. So that idea that this new plaza will have tables and chairs, bike racks, benches, the equipment necessary to make it a really lively reading plaza. And then here's just a slide of the landscape, the plantings. We were working with a great landscape architect to come up with very durable, but also very attractive plantings in this area. We are doing everything to keep the existing trees, so we're not taking away any of the trees, really trying to protect the root system so we can maintain these gorgeous trees as well. And this is just a slide to show us that third floor terrace with the plantings along the perimeter and tables and chairs for the library guests to come out and enjoy. And that's all I have. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Lorenzo. I appreciate it. And then last to wrap up, because we want to leave some time for questions. I'm going to be mindful of the time. I'm going to try again. Janelle, you unmute. Can we hear you?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Thanks.
Yay,
Yay.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Janelle.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I do apologize. I'm still wondering why it hasn't unmuted, but as long as you can hear me, wonderful. I don't even know how do I compete with that, but I'm going to try. The design is beautiful. I'm jealous. I want a new building. But until then, I'm going to tell you the great programs that Crown Heights has, which is located on Maple and New York. So even though the title is Crown Heights, the location is Prospect Lefferts Gardens, but there's a whole story behind that title, but that's another day, another time. Again, my name is Janelle Welch. I'm the NLS, or the branch manager of the Crown Heights location. So I do welcome you to come by and say hello to me because I will remember your faces. But as Josephine said, we are glad to have the public back into the building, as well as having the librarians do what they do best, which is programs, and as well as Reader's Advisory. So some of the programs that Josephine mentioned that we also do, which is the Grab and Go, which is a weekly program that we do until we are able to actually have the public come in our meeting rooms and sit down. So come in the next couple of weeks, we'll be having situated programs in which they come in our meeting rooms starting this week. Yes, I'm sorry, I'm on vacation, so I'm in vacation mode right now. But starting this week, we did open up our meeting rooms, but we still do have the Grab and Go because it is quick and for families to just grab and do some of the DIY programs. So I think we may still do both. We also have the computer classes. We had virtual computer classes, but now we do have in-house computer classes. So my location, we have it twice a week, which would be on Tuesdays, Tuesday evenings, Wednesday mornings. Oh, what is going on? Do you hear me now? What is going on with this? Hello? Am I still here?
Yep, we hear you.
Okay, because I'm not seeing me, so I'm just going to speak through the phone.
Yes. Go ahead.
Also, we have our Teen Tech program, which is virtual as well as you can come into the library. So yes, I know there are some parents who are tired of their teens being on the computer, but we welcome them back into the library, let them stretch their legs. It's so much fun. My teen librarian misses her team, so please kick the kids out of the house and send them to either library. We have teen tech time, and we still do have some virtual programming. We also have we're starting is painting, which is geared towards adults as well as teens, and we've been doing that for the first 3 Tuesdays of the month just to, grab the public back in. We had our first painting program, which was Tuesday. So we had 4. We're hoping that by next Tuesday it will double and so forth and so on. So that's something we can keep going on with the programs for adults as well as teens. We also have, I'm sorry, got my board
and
game.
Janelle, I can also share the PDFs that you gave.
Oh, okay, that's
So,
wonderful.
So don't,
okay,
just give
I don't
us
have
an
to go
overview.
down the line, but we also provide board games. I know a lot of you may not play board games anymore, but that is something that is a forgotten trait. The library do the board game program in which you can borrow board games for 3 weeks. I'm still used to my Trouble and my Sorry, but there's some board games out there that I'm amazed by. So you're able to borrow board games for 3 weeks. Check them out as a regular book. Well, not as a regular book, but regular material. You can put them on reserve, in which you can pick them up at either Central, my location, and we just opened up a new location, which is the Bushwick Library, which is located in Bushwick, on Bushwick Avenue. We also have a program that's coming up that I really wanted to push forth on April the 26th. It's called New York Speaks. It's basically a community engagement. That's going to be April the 26th. It is posted on our website as well as our Facebook account. This is basically a community engagement that is provided from public-private partnership with the Civic Coalition of New York City. This is where they're going to have an open forum in which you just basically want to bring any concerns or issues pertaining to the new administration of what you would like to see the New York City become, or just any concerns. So that's happening April 26th at my location at 6:30. So please come one, come all. I'm not sure if they have a limit of how many people will be there, but please push that forward just to come and speak to your mind on just any issues that they would like to gather the data, and then they'll take it back with their proposal and let it be known, okay, we've been in various communities and these are things that they are looking for. So when the mayor's strategic plan, they can see, okay, these are certain things in this particular area that they're looking at. So please, again, that is April the 26th, 6:30. It'll be in my larger meeting room. I'm not sure if I have enough time, but if that's it. Oh, and we also have the grab and go free COVID-19 rapid test. So that's it, located at all libraries. Please come by, get a couple. We have those endless amount at this present moment. So I know I'm talking fast, but thank you for your time and again, your patience for dealing with me with my computer technical difficulties. Y'all have a good night.
Thank you so much, Janelle. I appreciate it. And I actually want to give a shout out to both of our librarians. This is their day off and their time off, and they still took the time to join us. So I want to give you guys both a shout out for that. I really do appreciate you guys coming on for this. I appreciate it. With that, I guess we could open up the floor for questions. I see hands up, but I guess, Melanie, it's up to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. We really appreciate you all for being here and for sharing. I have so many notes, like, so that, you know, we have a half an hour, actually 38 minutes left of our meeting this evening. It's possible this meeting may go over, but we do try our best to have the meeting from 7 to 8:30. So we'll see what happens tonight. But we do appreciate the great information that has been shared. I did see that we had some information, some questions that were in the chat. I believe one of the first folks were Soul that put in a question, and I'm trying to open up our chat to tell you the truth. I'm trying to open it up so I can see what it was that she wrote in there.
Yeah, we can't see the
Soul,
chat, just so you know. Yeah.
you said you can or you cannot?
Yeah, we cannot, no, because I was going to add some links and some information in the chat, and I couldn't.
It's okay for my questions because I was mostly wondering where the Central and the Crown Heights Library was located, but they put it once I kept watching the addresses were putting on there, so that was it.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Just as not a disclaimer, that's not the word I'm looking for. Traditionally, our board doesn't tend to share the chat. I have nothing to do with that. But I did see that something went in, and thank you for addressing that, Soul. But thank you so much. Was there anyone else that had any specific questions? If not,
Pamela's hand has been up.
Thank you. Yes, Ms. Payne.
You hear me?
Yes.
I can't get it to go. I can't get it to go down, so forgive me. I'm having technical difficulties.
That's all right. We heard you a minute ago, though. I think you just muted yourself back. You can just unmute yourself. I think you muted yourself. Well, that is interesting how that happens. I mean, 1 minute speaking. Okay, there you go.
Okay. I can't get my hand down, so I would just unmute myself if I have something to say.
Oh, I thought you had it.
It's
Okay.
up.
I see. I get it now. Your hand is up.
Okay.
You don't have a question. Get it. We got you.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So,
I do have a question.
Okay.
Sorry, just a quick one. Could you share about any programs that you do directly with schools?
Yeah, so I guess both, actually all three libraries have programs directly with schools. I don't know, Josephine, or gonna take it?
Yeah, so Maureen, hi Maureen. So yeah, we have well, our major programs with schools is class visits. Usually the schools like to do that at certain intervals during the school year. Um, but other than that, we always collaborate with any school that we have, grade school and high school. So basically we can even like cater programs for them. But our main school programs are class visits, whether it be like a specialized class visit where it's story time for that particular school, or if it's a library tour. We just we have them contact us, and we just set it up. And then, of course, at Central, there's also Brooklyn Connections. So we have a lot of programs on our website. There's also an area where you could go to schools and teachers, and then you'll see everything that we offer as well. And that also includes library cards. So let's say you don't have a particular school visit set up, but you still want library cards for your students, then you just have to drop off the applications and we'll give you library cards for all your students. Did that answer
Thank
your
you.
question, Maureen? Okay.
Yes, and I'll check out more online. That makes sense.
And what we'll do at the end of this meeting, we'll send the education committee like a resource page with all the links to the programs that we mentioned today, as well as our presentation.
Right. Oh,
Excellent.
also, Nala, thank you for mentioning that. Maureen, we also have special privileges for teachers and educators. So they get a special library card in conjunction to their own personal one. So that's something, that information is also online as well.
Awesome. I just want to acknowledge the fact that all the branches within our Community Board 9 were on this particular meeting. I really appreciate the intentionality in doing that. And, just highlighting, hey, y'all got 3 libraries over here, just so you know, your libraries didn't close throughout this entire process. So we've been blessed to be able to have these great resources in our community. And we definitely appreciate you all being intentional on this meeting on tonight. And I want to know, far as the construction, I know that you shared that with us intentionally, right? There's monies that need to go to these projects, and definitely clarify it for me. Correct me if I'm wrong. You do know that the community board definitely assesses the needs of the district. And so the needs of the district would include what it is that are the needs of the library, as well as we're advocates for our community and the things that our community needs. So are these funds already secured, or are these funds that are still needed for the different series of construction projects?
So yeah, thank you so much for highlighting that, Melanie. Exactly. The community board, we're very much aware of the process that I guess that the board does suggest capital projects for the district. So what I'll do is I'll send you guys the fact sheet. But long story short, yes, we need money. The Eastern Parkway Library has a total of about 31 million for this project, but we still need funding for the initial outfitting, which is 750,000. And then as I mentioned, for the Crown Heights Library, the capital needs are much higher. It's about 6.5 million that we need in total. And the reason for that is because it is a lease building. And in order for us to acquire the building, we would need $3 million. But there's also roof repairs that need to happen and HVAC. And what I'll do is I'll send in the fact sheet. And I think in the slide that I presented, I believe the third or fourth slide sort of gave that. But I'll send that to you in a one pager so you can share with the board. So when the community needs assessment process comes in, you have the library in mind.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I'll be sending a copy of this particular meeting to the entire board so the entire board can watch it as well. And those individual slides do help as well. So that's much appreciated. I wanted to ask in reference to, and this is very important. So if you all can be, what's the word I'm looking for? I respect everyone's time, certainly, and I appreciate you all. But you all know that we miss our library. So, you know, they just gave everything to us tonight, you know, so we want to ask the questions that are necessary on behalf of our community. So if you all could be a little patient with me, because these questions are for our community. I want to ask you all in relation to the construction that's taken place. I see it overall, it's an expansion for the most part. You know, it'll be something attractive to the community, make them feel more welcome to come in and utilize the space so that they can feel, you know, it's intentional. You know, designing is intentional for those to be attracted to come into this space. And Lord knows our libraries have been a catalyst and a safe space for many of us and our children. I just want to definitely put that out there. But I want to ask, and let me know if I missed it. Was there anything specifically, you know what they say, the term, so forgive me. If it ain't broke, why you gotta fix it, right? So was there anything specifically broken that was fixed or that you all are looking to fix at the Eastern Parkway branch? Or is it more of the new design is for the most part like an expansion for the most part?
So I could take it, and I guess the architects would jump in as well. But there was the Eastern Parkway Library is about 100 years old, Josephine, or over 100. 100. Over 100, right? So it's over 100 years old. And we did need a new HVAC and heating and cooling system there was needed. And prior to that, it did have, I want to say, over $3 million in capital needs. So it was things that needed to be repaired. But as part of the 10-year capital plan, we were able to get extra funding for the library, and you know, thanks to the elected officials and the mayor, we were able to really allocate funds to making it. So right now there's a total of 31 million that is a part of it. But yeah, it's something that needed to be fixed, and thank goodness we have the funding to make it better. I don't know if our architects or DDC you guys want to add to that.
No, I think that's very well said. All the needs that the building did have, especially with the existing portion of the library that we are maintaining, there was definite need for the facade. You know, there was, you know, some windows were in desperate need of replacement, and you know, the stonework was deteriorating, so there was definitely that need. I think overall the need for more space was something we heard over and over again from everyone. So
Yeah, Lorenzo, I was just gonna add, Miss Lewis, like the building looks bigger on the outside than it does on the inside. So when we talk about we could easily like schedule programs and community partners to use our one meeting room, but that was one of the major concerns for the community, was that they didn't have enough access to our one small meeting room. So that's another thing that this design has sort of resolved, is that they have these partitions that we can move around. You know, we have more options now. So I don't have to worry about scheduling a community board meeting, you know, or some other community partner meeting and my team tech time. so that's one of the main issues that the community had during the engagement sessions.
Excellent. I love that you all are listening to the community, and that's what's going to help us to be able to move forward on projects like this as well. So thank you so much for answering those questions, and thank you so much for the input and sharing why these things are needed and what has occurred. Because this is how people are educated on why it's necessary. And it helps them to make decisions. So thank you so much for that. I wanted to know, is there a specific time when you all project for the breaking of the ground of the particular project and the length of time that you think that it may take?
I don't know, DDC, you guys want to take this one, the timeline?
Hi, this is Jomo Blackman at DDC. Our timeline, our completion will be in 2025, but our design start date, I believe, is 2023.
Thank you.
So-
And is it like a process where certain portions of the library will continue to be open until, I guess, you can't, and then there would be advertising for folks to be able to go to the other branches? How would that be handled?
So unfortunately, it will be a closure of the library. Would have to be closed. Right now we're looking at a 2.5 year closure. But the library does have plans to continue offering programming to the community in different ways, and we're going to start exploring that very soon. So we'll be reaching out to you again to see and to brainstorm different ways that we can keep the library services in the community.
Awesome.
And before I forget, Melanie, I also want to say that I do believe we do need a letter of support for this, for PDC. So let us know what you need on our end in order to get that letter of support.
My questions are intentional so that when that time comes, our entire board can have some facts that have been shared today to help make the decisions as far as those things are concerned.
Good. Ms. Lewis, I apologize, I didn't introduce myself. My name is Jomo Blackman. I'm with DDC's Office of Community Outreach and Notification. Just to let you and your members know, any of the construction impact, if it may impact the outside community, because I live in Crown Heights, so understand that, you have neighbors, your close proximity to private houses. Any impact towards the neighborhood, will notify you, the community, local precincts, and the fire department. So you could be the first to know. So you could disseminate that information to your members.
I had one question around, I'm noticing that on all of the libraries, is it always closed every Sunday, or is that something you plan to open up on Sundays too, or is it always closed on Sundays?
We are closed on Sundays with the exception of the Central Library. So we don't unfortunately have 7-day service, but we do have 6-day service at all locations.
Are they planning to keep it that way, or are you hoping to be able to expand it to 7 days?
Marla, remember, so they opened up the 7 locations for Sunday service: Borough Park, Ryder, Central, Kings Highway. So there's about 7 locations that are open on Sundays for a few years now.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Does anyone else have any more questions? The time now is 8:08 p.m. Well, thank you. Gracias, de merci, arigato. Another one. Educate me. We really appreciate you for being here and sharing this very important information. I do want to just point out the fact that the rapid testing being done at the library is a big deal. I will have you all know I took my daughter for a testing today because she has a trip that she's going on, and they wanted, you know how we do. We got to get the extra testing, right? And so the PCP test was included in our insurance, but if we wanted to additionally have the rapid, I would have had to pay for it, apparently. So I'm sharing that publicly because I'm not sure everyone is aware that the CARES Act covered all those free tests and everything that we were taking. And now apparently it's not. So that was my experience today. So again, you know, our library continues to be a safe place and a resource for families that may not be in a position to be able to pay for these things. So thank you so much for sharing that resource, Josephine, and for all of you for sharing the resources that our libraries bring into the community. And yeah, we know you're gonna need it.
All right. Thank you. And we'll follow up with you for the letter of support.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much again for joining us. We're going to move forward in our agenda on this evening. I have several different announcements. I'm going to be quick though. I just want to make sure to acknowledge anyone else that may have, I guess, well, we already closed it out and we did ask if anybody had any additional questions. So I guess we should be fine. I guess I just wanted to pause because you all have heard my voice, and I just wanted to pause a bit. And I guess if anyone had any lasting words you wanted to share in regards to the library before I move on in our meeting. All right, thank you so much. I just wanted to give that space. All right, so thank you all once again. I want to make you all aware that I received an email from iMentor. Some of you may be familiar with iMentor, some of you may not, but pretty much as the namesake, iMentor, they're looking for mentors in the community. They were looking to present to us. It didn't happen tonight, but
I'm here. I'm here.
You're here, Ms. Hunt. Well,
I am.
greetings. Okay. Greetings and welcome. I might as well allow you to go ahead and do that now. I know we spoke about, you know, the timing. So, you know, if you could just give everybody an overview of iMentor.
Yep. Thanks so much, Melanie. I will keep it brief. I know we're all busy people, but my name's Rachel Hutt. I'm a senior volunteer recruitment manager at iMentor. And iMentor is an education nonprofit and youth mentoring program working to empower first-generation college students to graduate high school, succeed in college, and achieve their ambitions through one-on-one mentorships. So mentors are caring adults that are willing to volunteer their time by writing their mentee once per week on our iMentor platform and meet their mentee in person one evening per month at the mentee school. We also have occasional college counseling and diversity, equity, and inclusion trainings. The monthly time commitment for our mentors is only 2 to 4 hours per month, and our mentors work at minimum with their mentees for 2 years during the mentees' junior and senior year of high school. So our students take a weekly iMentor class that is literally baked into their school day. They're given credit and they're graded in the class. So there's already some inherent buy-in for the student to want to do well. Students learn both non-cognitive development skills and college and career exploration skills. And within the class, students are taught a mini lesson. And from there, there's a prompt or question based on that week's lesson that they respond to their mentor. And then they also have the opportunity to read what their mentor wrote them the week prior based on the last week's lesson. And then that monthly event flows from the curriculum that the student learns in class each week. So some monthly event topics range from writing a resume to, you know, finding a good summer job to building a balanced college list. And those monthly evening events are held at the mentee school with dinners provided, followed by icebreaker games and an opportunity for the mentor and mentee to connect and go over that event's agenda. Specifically within Brooklyn, we partner with 2 public high schools, Lyons Community School in East Williamsburg and the International High School at Lafayette, which is located in the Bensonhurst area. Additionally, we work in 11 other public schools in Manhattan, Bronx, and Queens. And we are looking to recruit up to 1,500 men and women to start a mentorship in fall of 2022 to support a student one-on-one. And I would love to maybe, Melanie, afterwards, I think I have your email, right? I can send you like the links for anyone that'd be interested in joining us as a mentor. And even if like any of you on this call, if you don't, obviously you're giving back to your communities already. If you yourself don't have capacity, but you know someone else in your network, whether it's a faith community, family member, a friend, a colleague that you think would make a great mentor, we need a lot of people. We need about 1,500 people to support students in these one-on-one mentorships. So a lot of our work is kind of grassroots oriented and getting the word out. And so even if you yourself don't have capacity, but know someone that would be a great mentor, please send them our way. We'd really appreciate it.
Awesome. So I was waiting for you to tell them to go to imentor.org.
Yeah, it's basically, so it is imentor.org. Really, it'll take you directly, if you go to imentor.org/volunteer, it will take you directly to the mentor application and to sign up for a virtual orientation.
I'm a former iMentor mentor. Many
You
years
are?
ago.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, I was there when Rich Berry started it. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was we were founded in 1999.
Mm-hmm.
So now we are a 23-year-old nonprofit. That's so exciting to hear, Sol.
Yes. Don't let people know how old I might be. I'm joking.
To be however old you are is a blessing. So do what you feel, do what you feel. Okay. Y'all gonna see my braids right now until I braid my hair, do something, but y'all gonna see these braids, okay? Yes. But anyway, that's awesome that we have someone right here that can, share that they had an iMentor experience. And, to be a mentor in the life of a child is priceless, especially in this day. It's needed more now than ever. So thank you so much, Ms. Hutt, for sharing with us on today. We appreciate you for being here. Rachel, forgive me, and assuming I don't want to assume anybody's pronouns. Forgive me right now. Rachel.
I'm she. I'm she.
All right, Rachel. All right. So much, Rachel. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for sharing that. I believe we don't have any other guests joining us on this evening, so we're going to move forward in the remainder of our meeting. I want to make you all aware that the Congressional Black Caucus has scholarships available. They sent me an email. They wanted to make sure that we shared it with you all. It's the Congressional Black Caucus Spouses in partnership with the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation. They're announcing their CBC Spouses Education Scholarship. It offers financial assistance to outstanding African-American college students residing or attending college in the Congressional Black Caucus member district. And applications are now open, and they're actually due on April 30th, 2022. So definitely check out cbcfinc.academicworks.com. Once again, that is CBC, as in Congressional Black Caucus, C, the letter C, dot academicworks.com. And there is where you'll find more information about the scholarships that they have available I was excited that they shared that with us. So that was awesome. Want to also make you all aware that you heard me acknowledge earlier that I had met Nalia virtually at the education committee meeting of the Brooklyn NAACP, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, and they had a series uh, of it was a really great series on different topics, and I definitely encourage you all that are on Facebook to just type in Brooklyn NAACP, type in Education Committee, or you'll just see it because they shared it to the Facebook. So sometimes if you don't see something listed on Brooklyn NAACP's official Facebook, you'll see other things maybe that other people have posted towards the organization. So other things that other people have shared, maybe from their personal in relation to their committee. So I'm just sharing that with you all. They're actually sending the links with me as well from their education series. Again, it was a series of different amazing topics, including mayoral forum, which is one of the topics that, you know, we wanted to get more well versed on. So I wanted to make you all aware of that. Again, they'll be sharing with me the links, and I'll be able to share it with, you know, our committee members. And I definitely encourage everyone again to just check out Brooklyn NAACP as well as the education committee there. Again, we're advocacy, you know, and their advocacy, right? So we want to be able to be abreast of what's happening in education. So they had a lot of great leaders and such that were in the series. So I definitely want to encourage you to check out. They definitely the first in the series was definitely posted it was a live from the NAACP site from what I recall. So definitely check that out. I want to also make you aware that on Earth Day, there's going to be our community board is having a day of active action on April 22nd. And they're looking for groups to participate. The event will be from 9 to 1 in different locations throughout the district. So like if your school or any groups, youth groups or anything would like to come together and maybe do like a volunteer project, you're welcome to come together to be able to do that. That's on April 22nd. It's actually in partnership with our Senator Myrie, Council Member Crystal Hudson, Repair the World Incorporated. Have to be excited. I used to be a board member with their organization. We definitely want to check them out, as well as our council member Rita as well. So it's in partnership with all of them. So once again, that's a day of action on April 22nd. So just making you all aware of that. We also have our spring community fair that our board is having on May 24th. And more information will be shared. Definitely make sure you're on the mailing list for our community board so you can be made aware of the spring community fair. I'm going to ask our secretary if you would help me to make sure I'm back on agenda. If you could help me what we are doing after the chairperson's report. And certainly if anybody has any questions, let me pause again. Let me pause and ask if anyone has any questions for anything that I just shared.
Hi, this is Janelle. For the community spring fair, where would it be housed at? And please provide us with some flyers so we can promote it as well at the library.
Thank you so much. So this is an initiative that the community board is actually going to have for the first time. It's like an end of year celebration, spring community fair. All of our different community board committees are going to be out and about and sharing and doing different things, spreading the word about our community board and the things that we do. And so the location is to be determined at this particular time. But I just wanted to kind of put it out there to make everyone aware that there's going to be a spring community fair on May 24th. So more information is definitely forthcoming on our community board website and mailing lists as well. So it's kind of like a save the date. Yeah, thank you. All right, does anybody else have any questions about anything pertaining to my report? That's pretty much my report, the different folks that have emailed me and, you know, stuff like that for right now. All right, we'll move on. All right, Maureen, where are we?
Next, I'm here. Next up is the treasurer's report. And if there's nothing from the treasurer, then open action items, starting with the book giveaway project.
Thank you so much. Is our treasurer on this evening? Okay, I know she had worked on a draft of a budget. So maybe we'll hear more from her via email that she can share out to members. But I want to make you all aware that she was definitely drafting. She was drafting up a budget. So, you know, I just wanted to make you all aware that, you know, she has been working. So we hope to hear from her perhaps in our next month, or again, perhaps you'll hear something via email shortly. Thank you so much. So the book fair giveaway. So what we had decided last time is that we have 3 different choices to make, and I wanted us to be able to take a vote. And as of right now, I see there is myself, there is Sol Creary, there's Pamela Payne. I did see Dexter Roberts in the house. Bless your bones. I know, and who else do we have from our committee tonight whose name I have not met? Beverly. We have Beverly. Beverly's here with us. So we do have 5 members.
Including Maureen Ferry, Melanie, including Maureen.
Yes, thank you. We got 6. Thank you, Dante's in the house. Shout out to Dante.
I want you. Not Dante, Khalid.
Oh, listen, y'all, listen, I'm gonna make an excuse that y'all work together, and you know, no, I can't even try to do it. I want to acknowledge our one of our district office folks that make it happen behind the scenes, Clete Nixon in the house. Thank you so much for everything that you do. I'll always, you know, you got to acknowledge them, you know, they helping us make it happen. So we appreciate you, Khalid, and thank you for that. So that's 7 folks. We got 7 members, 7 out of 8. So I think we can vote. So I wanted us to vote because, well, that's what we have to do right now. In reference to the books that we have, we know that we did put out in the community that we were going to have a book giveaway, and we weren't able to do it twice due to the weather. And we made a choice that we had 3 decisions we were going to make. We had we said the choice was either to try to do it again on a different day, as in a sole event, do it at the upcoming Jackie Robinson Day event, or to have that be our contribution during the spring community fair in May. So I want us to be able to take a vote to see which event we would like, you know, if we want to do a sole alone event. Those were the 3 things we talked about last month. Sole alone event, again, with a new date. Give books out at the community, at the Jackie Robinson Day, or that be our contribution for the spring community fair. So I want to open it up for questions. If anybody has any questions.
No, I don't have any questions, but I think it would make sense to collapse it into either the Jackie Robinson or the community affair. I think it should just be, because since they're going to be big events, it's like, you know, instead of splitting and having more things to do, it makes sense to just put it into one of the other.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for sharing that, Soul. Anybody else? What do you all think?
I'm in agreement.
Mm-hmm.
I agree as well.
Myself as well.
Okay. Well, if everybody agree on that, then I guess there's no need for us to, me to make a motion and for us to amend a motion and all that. So, I mean, if everybody's already in agreement with that, then, I can say that I would like for us to take a vote on whether we want to either have the book giveaway be done at the Jackie Robinson event on April 30th, or if we want to do it at the Spring Community Fair.
50-50.
How's that with I was waiting for Dexter Roberts' voice. Now, what are you saying? What are you saying, Dexter?
Good night, everyone.
Yes.
Oh my God, forgive me for coming in late on tonight. I actually spent all day at the doctor trying to get x-rays in my knee, and I came back in with so much pain that I went on sleep. But when I look on my phone in a city meeting, I say, oh my God, my presence is important, so I just come in. I come in to actually stay silent, but I feel that if you're having an event that our committee is hosting, which is the Jackie Robinson, and then we are particularly the Spring Community, I think that we should use some of the books at the Jackie Robinson, and we could use some of the Spring. So that's why I say 50-50.
Okay.
So basically, you're saying to split the amount, whatever we have, do half of half at each event.
Yes, I'm saying that, and the reason why I'm saying that, there's a reason why. Because the Jackie Robinson event is our committee event, right? And then the Spring event is where we collaborate with all other groups. So I believe that since the Jackie is our own, I wouldn't say put all the energy into the Jackie, but at least put some books out there so we could do two things at the same time. While the Jackie is going on, we are giving out some books. And then whatever remain back, we give at the Spring, so we kill two birds with one stone.
I vote 50-50.
Oh my God, forgive me. I'm in so much pain. Oh my God.
So we appreciate you for joining us. We appreciate you for sharing what you have. If you are not feeling well, we don't want to hold you.
No, forgive me. I wake up from my bed and I can't move around as I want to move around. So I try to turn and God, the pain is so sharp. But I could listen in, and I believe that my presence was important, so I couldn't stay out. Forgive me. But I had to come in.
We appreciate you. We appreciate you. All right.
Yeah, I think that the 50-50 is a good idea, but then it also depends on how many books that's available. If it's a plethora of books, it makes sense to do that. But if it's not a plethora of books, it wouldn't kind of make sense to do that because we don't want to just have a little bit, of books at the event. So I feel like if it becomes dependent on the amount that we're given, if I have to choose between either Jackie Robinson or the community affair, I would choose Jackie Robinson Day because it was something that came out of the Youth Service Committee as an event anyway. And so I think that if I have to choose between the two, because there's not a lot of books, I would say to keep it with the Youth Service Committee as a thing we could use for a draw for people to come.
Forgive me for jumping in one more time. The reason why I would say to go with the boat, we would look good. On the report, I did Jackie Robinson and I did this. If you have 50 books, okay, so if you have 100 books and we go 50, where it finished, that's it. If we had 50 books and we go 25, when 25 finished, that's it. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't really, it's not about how much we have, but it's about our presence being able to do two things at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Hi, good evening. Just to step in, there should be plenty of books to accommodate, doing a book giveaway for both of the events. When I get into the office tomorrow, I'll just take a couple of pictures of what we have in inventory and send it to the committee, and you guys can definitely deliberate.
Okay.
Thank
Oh,
you.
awesome.
All right.
Awesome.
Well, yeah, so if it's a lot of books, then 50-50, that makes sense.
So Khalid, we have books at the office right now, or is that something you want to talk about
Yes,
offline?
there are boxes of books taking up a whole conference table in the back. Yes.
Was that from Demetria, or that was
I-
from what we had from before?
Yes, from other book giveaway events that you've had and the leftover books. So yes, I will take a picture of inventory and I will send it to you all.
Oh, well, if that's the case, then maybe we don't have to take a vote. I mean, how many of us wanted to do 50-50?
I think, yeah, it sounds like most people
Do we
agree.
know what the configuration is going to be for the May event? Like, is there going to be hot dogs and hamburgers, or there going to be some level of entertainment? Do we know that yet?
So Beverly, that's more of that's a more logistics question on like the full multi-committee event for the spring fair, and it's better to be asked during the executive committee meeting. But so far we are like in the applications that we filed, and I should have stepped in earlier and I couldn't. The anticipated date is actually June 4th, 2022.
Oh.
And stand corrected. Forgive me.
No, that's my fault. I wasn't able to chime in and make the correction. But June 4th, 2022, and for the Ronald McNair Park grounds, including Classen Avenue Street between Eastern Parkway and President Street. So that's the anticipated space for the community spring. Yes.
So,
You
Khalid,
said
thank you for that. That makes a big difference. I have a couple questions with that, though.
Mhm.
Given where it's going to be in the Ronald McNair. So, did you guys file for just a permit for the park, or a park and street permit?
Both.
So forgive me, Beverly. So what we're concerned with right now is whether we want to vote on whether we want to do the books or not. And so that's what we want to focus on right now. I mean, certainly I don't want to deter you from asking any questions in relating to the event specifically, but we want to direct that more towards the executive committee as a whole, because our committee is not in charge of that event specifically. We would be contributing to the event. So like, do we want to contribute?
So the reason I'm asking is, if there is entertainment and food served at the June event, it's going to draw a whole lot more people, especially given where it is. So if we're doing the 50-50, given the historical significance of Jackie Robinson, but we're just having the book fair and the celebration of his life, it's not going to draw anywhere near as much of participation as the event on the Ronald McNair Park. That's going to be, let's just say, for example, if somebody gets a permit for a bouncy house, someone else gets a permit to serve refreshments. It's not going to draw anywhere near the level of participation as that event will, given where it sits near Eastern Parkway and the entertainment. So that's why I'm asking that question. No, we're not spearheading it, but people come to where there is entertainment for their little ones and food.
That's a good point. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I can tell you my perspective. When we were doing the book fair giveaway, it was a time of COVID-19. People are in their houses. You know, we wanted to be able to uplift the community with something that we were giving away that was tangible, to be able to be an additional resource. It fared well. It brought attention to our community board. It was a good spot because it was right in front of our community board space. So that was a good thing. Us having books at Jackie Robinson Day is really just the education and library committee just like maybe having a table as one of our vendors as a giveaway, or that being an additional takeaway for some of the students that come. Us doing it at the event in June is like our contribution as education and library, because we would have a table. And you know, as someone said, I guess it's like once the books are done, I mean, they're done. You know, we can still have on the table brochures from some of our partners, and you know, that have shared with us. iMentor can, you know, send over some brochures. Just everyone, you know, that send us over things that can be on our table, and that can also be our, you know, our you know, like what we do for that particular day. So I just wanted to, you know, just kind of share that piece to it.
If I could just jump in, I think for the sake of time, I think we should move forward if we can. But I think it seems like if we get books in the hands of kids at the Jackie Robinson event, that would be like meeting the purpose. That's what we want, right? We want books in the hands of kids, and then it seems like there are a lot of books, so we'll still have books left over for the second event. And then if there are families there, and it sounds like there will be, we'll again get books in the hands of kids and families. And so we would fulfill the purpose of what we're trying to do.
Okay. So are we coming to
Amen.
the all right. So are we at the consensus that we will do 50-50 for the events? I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. So we'll do 50-50 Jackie Robinson Day and the spring event.
Yeah, I mean, that sounded like the overall majority of what everyone was pretty much saying, that we could just do 50-50. And then the leader clarified we have a lot of books, so why not?
Mm-hmm. All right. So everybody else on the same page. We're all good. All right. I just want to make sure we're all good. So we've established that we will indeed be doing 50-50. So thank you all for your comments, and it was all good stuff. So thank you so much. And thanks for getting us back on task as well, Madam Secretary.
Good. I have to hop off soon, Ms. Lewis, but the next thing is a subcommittee for school support, followed by Jackie Robinson Day, and then calendar item.
Thank you. You got it, Beverly.
That really wasn't, I reached out to the person to do the in-house entertainment, but I wasn't really sure. Their event is their team is no longer available, but I had to admit, moving forward, I wasn't sure what the committee wanted, if they really wanted to do support for the schools in the way that we talked about it. So that kind of put me at odds as well. But the the vendor that I reached out to for the virtual DJ, their DJs have gone back to doing in person.
Oh, okay. Just to respond to what you were saying in reference to wanting to know if there was like those that were interested in going forward and doing that. I know that there was Janelle from our treasurer was, I know she was interested in being on the committee to help support, make it happen, as well as Soul, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong. And I believe there was one other person that had also volunteered to be on that committee with you, Beverly, to help make it happen and bring some ideas back to the board as well. I'm not sure if they were.
Okay, so that was my oversight, but I did reach out to the vendor, and he said that he no longer had virtual DJs. And I did reach out to another vendor because this vendor we have a relationship with, and the other vendors would have been market rate. And I'm sure that would have exceeded the board's budget.
Okay. So what would you say is the recommendation in terms of
I still think we should support the schools. maybe virtual, maybe now that you're reminding me who the committee is, maybe we can get together and talk about that in the next couple days about what that other vision is. Because right now, the vision that I remember, and if I'm wrong, let me know via the minutes, is the support for the elementary schools and the support for the middle to high schools, one with the music and one with the puppet show. So if that was different or someone else came up with an idea that would work better, I'm open to hearing it.
I don't recall anyone else coming with anything, but I guess, you know, when the subcommittee converges again, if you all thought of something, you know, you would share it along with us.
Melanie, could you send us all each other's email addresses so we can begin that dialogue as well? Because I have to admit I haven't started it, and if someone else has started it, I missed it. So could you send all of our emails to each other who are members of that committee, so we can begin that conversation if we're going to stay on track with the support of the schools in the way of entertainment, or if we're going to redirect into something different.
So forgive me, I'm going to request that our Vice Chair Soul, since Soul is on that committee with you, Soul, I know, I believe, yeah, I know Soul already has Janelle, because she's our treasurer's email, as well as, I guess it's just really you, Soul, and Janelle, if I'm not mistaken. Maureen, were you on there as well or no? Or she did say she would have to go. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you for clarifying. So yeah, so it's so Beverly, it's you, Soul, and Janelle.
Oh, I thought there was just no one else.
I thought there was one other person.
I
But
thought there was two.
I was mistaken. Well, we can
Okay,
go back
no
to the
worries.
minutes.
Thank you. Not to say that that's not enough. I just thought there was another person.
Yeah, we can go back
All
to
right.
the minutes and look and see. Yeah, we can look and see. Make sure you're all set. Thank you. All set, Beverly?
Yes, all set. Thank
All
you.
right. Oh, thank you. Thank you for reaching out to those DJs and such. So that's what's up. Jackie Robinson Day. It's been busy, y'all, but I don't have to tell y'all.
Jackie Robinson Day, go ahead.
Jackie Robinson Day. So we know that the original date that we were looking at was like way too close. And so, in speaking with the school, we were able to secure April 30th. And so our celebration, our first annual celebration of Jackie Robinson Day, will be on Saturday, April 30th. The time is 12 to 4 o'clock p.m. We are looking to be able to, let me go to the email, y'all. Let me go to the email so I could be quick. We will be sending out registration through our community board, just so that we can gauge what the number looks like. With this being our first endeavor, we're not honestly looking for large numbers right now. You know, it's the first event. We're not trying to downplay it. Don't get us wrong with that. You know, they say that despise not the day of new beginnings or small beginnings or new things. You know, it's just a matter of it's the first time we're doing it. And let me just continue. So we're going to have a registration just to gauge about how many people are looking like they would be interested in coming. Right now, we're looking to prepare for about 103 people. I know you're like 103 people. I don't know if you're thinking that's a little or too lot, but Jackie Robinson would be about 103 this year. And that's kind of like the target number, if you will, the target number that we're looking to, feed about 103 people, looking to potentially, and let us know what you think. But right now the committee, that's what we're looking at, in preparation for 103 people. The flow of the day is pretty much like intentional vendors throughout. And when I say that, we're looking at different let me I'll just read it out. So the flow of the day is vendors throughout, speakers, performances, educational rotations regarding Jackie Robinson and his many contributions besides baseball. Oh, the education is so great there. Some people don't know that he worked as an executive for Chock full of Nuts. Some people are not aware that he worked in construction. So there's so much to it. It's just awesome. It's just a great educational event to have. Sports, activities, and food. So we have access to the gymnasium, and in which there'll be sports. We have access to the outside area. For those of you that are not aware, we are looking at the Jackie Robinson Middle School complex. Of course, we have to stay on theme. And so that would be that's just an overview. More information is definitely to come. And so that's just some general information for right now.
I was also thinking, Melanie, like we can maybe do like a push to flyer the neighborhood, because a lot of people, everybody doesn't get email and people forget. And then are we pursuing like News 12 coming or anything like that?
Yeah, we should definitely let our local outlets make them aware of the initiative of what we're doing for the day. I think that'd be a great idea. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Of course, we'll have people be like, what? We didn't know that was, but it's just like, sometimes word of mouth, it's just kind of the way to go when you're doing something for the first time. I mean, it's like our baby, it's our first event. There's, some people have this saying, well, it's as big as you'll make it. We could make it this big event, but we also know it's already April, y'all. And so we want to acknowledge the contribution in our community. We want to let those, children that are in Evansville that may not know. Do you know a hero was right here? Do you know the history that comes out of where you're presently living? Do you know that one of the bases from a whole stadium is in your basement? Yeah, because I saw it myself.
Is this going to be an annual event that we have?
Well, that's the hope, that it would be an annual event in our community. Because as far as I've been born and raised
Correct
in,
if I'm wrong, didn't you do this last year?
Okay, that's Miss Payne. I love Miss Payne.
So this will be our second annual Jackie Robinson Day for the community, and it's something that we're building up. Let's give credit where credit is due, and it's about building a momentum. And I think we need to build this momentum. Actually, Beverly, if it's okay with the committee, since you school support, I like the idea of the puppetry and the music. So if you can help us with that on that day, I think that would be awesome. So when you meet with your committee, if you want to help us on Jackie Robinson Day, if your team want to help us in any kind of way, please be creative in your thinking, and let Madam Chia know, or so our co-chair know. And we kind of try and meet every Friday, 5:30, right, guys?
Yep.
So if you want to meet us next Friday at 5:30, they can share the link with you, and you guys can come on. Dexter, if you could help us with our media or whatever you can help us with. I mean, I'm open to everybody helping us, because we need this superintendent to know we for real, and that we want Mega Evers, and we want the library to help us get our kids that reading laws. I mean, how can we be? That lady said she was having something in the community. She do that storytelling. They got a painting program, and those are people we need to invite to our event. Just to say, hey, we are part of this community, and that civic engagement piece. This is where, and that mentoring thing, I was like, girl, you better get them in middle school talking about 10th and 11th. You better get them in 6th. And then do they turnkey? Mentoring is one thing, but do you teach people how to be good mentors? So you can have a career. I mean, that's just sidebarring it. But if we can bring them in and partner with what we're doing, then we can have our parent leaders at school support get this training and get our parents supporting our children to be college and career ready, so that when they in the 3rd grade, they can have the Army and the Navy and the Air Force and the Marines because they don't have no issues on their criminal record. So, I mean, shut up, Pam. But this is a kickoff for us to really meet with the superintendent and become a real partnership with even the Children's Museum. We need to partner with them too. And really be that our children are no longer going to struggle in education, and our parents are an intricate part of that. And I love our teachers, I love our administrators, but if we could bring our parents up to the table and help dig this ditch with us, I think we would be doing a great service to our community, to our school community.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that, Ms. Perry. We're really looking for this to be Education Committee's end of year event, and we want to leave a legacy in our community, so that we can have one day when our community really looks forward to something, and what greater than the fact that we had a whole stadium, y'all, a whole baseball stadium in our community.
Yeah.
That's
our
huge.
history.
So
Yeah.
we definitely want to make sure that we're reaching out to our partners in education that are in our community to be able to make that happen. So Janelle, I'm so glad that you were so kind enough to just have us on your calendar this evening to just be here for the whole meeting. That was awesome of you to be able to still be here. We appreciate that, and for your questions and just being actively engaged with us on tonight. I know I'm like singling you out right there, but we love having our library present. We are partners, so we'll be reaching out to y'all,
Yeah, we need your mobile van on that day.
Like if we have the mobile van and the Jackie Robinson books, and but of course we'll talk more. I'm not gonna do that to you right now.
Janelle, is it possible that the public library can show a Jackie Robinson movie in the?
See, that's what I said.
Wait. Janelle was saying something.
I'm sorry.
I don't hear you. We don't hear you. Oh, you look like you saying something really good.
We can't hear you. We can't hear you. We love you, so we're not gonna put you on the spot.
Yeah, we was really putting you on the spot. We're gonna send an email.
Your phone's on
Can you
mute.
hear me now?
No,
No,
we
we
can't
can't
hear
hear
you.
you.
Okay, great, because I'm looking it through the screen, but I'm using my phone, so I'm using both platforms. But no, we can definitely show a movie. You just pick whatever library, the 3 libraries. Central is always a little bit harder because they have the duet. But like I said, between Crown Heights and the Eastern Parkway location, we're able to provide a movie. If you have it, we can try to make it happen on that day or even beforehand. We are here for you and vice versa.
That
And yes,
day.
we can definitely have that mobile unit for you.
And
I'm not sure if go ahead.
If I remember correctly, that school, I do remember, it has a beautiful auditorium. So
It's under
if
construction.
They said we
okay.
can. They said we can use it.
We can use it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if the mobile unit is not available, because I know it travels all over Brooklyn, so then we could use the auditorium. But if you guys could do a Jackie Robinson, because if there are 2 movies out, one is the Black Panther star, I can't remember his name now, and then there was another one. So either one, I'm not gonna try to dictate what you guys, because sometimes I've learned that when you dictate to people what you want to see, you miss a whole opportunity to have seen something very different. So just it would be cool for the kids to, for the people to see a movie, the movie, or a movie about his life, or both, or whatever it is you guys can come up with that would be spectacular as well.
You know that.
Well, why don't you come on our meeting and we can have this conversation, okay? Because
Yeah.
I do like the Black Panthers, but that could be another event that we can have.
No, she's
But-
talking about 42 that Chadwick Boseman played.
Yes, that's what I'm
Oh,
talking
okay.
about.
Okay.
Well, let the
Well, let the
library
library-
see what they can find and see what our
Thank
options
you.
are. And maybe she could join us on a Friday meeting. We normally try and do a 5:30. So if you could find some time for us,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we normally try and do every Friday up until the event.
Mm-hmm.
So do your homework for us and see what you could do to partner with us. I'm doubling up too because I'm getting a kickback. Because I'm on the phone and I'm on my computers. I'm like you tonight.
Yeah, if it's
So,
echoing,
Madam
Pamela, if it's echoing,
Lewis, could you
turn one off.
So I know
If it's echoing, you need to turn one off.
Is that better?
So Janelle, thank you for looking into that. We appreciate it for being open. Thank you.
I know the time now is 9 o'clock.
Yeah. Gotta go.
I definitely think for joining us. I don't know how long we have, and I don't want us to get cut off. So Khalid, I guess will let us know. But I did see it originally set for, well, not this long. But I just wanted to, just thank everyone. Was there anything that anyone wanted us to, I don't know, consider, or anything that, I don't know, maybe we didn't mention, that you want us to consider as a subcommittee regarding Jackie Robinson Day? The floor is yours. Today is truly April 7th, and the event is on Saturday, April 30th.
Melanie,
Okay.
when you're saying the floor is yours, who are you referencing?
Everyone.
Oh, okay.
Suggestion. Madam Chair?
Yeah.
Suggestion.
Yes.
Okay, so I don't even want to sound like a critic tonight, so I'll just be nice. The week before the event, you should have a Zoom meeting with all of us.
Mm-hmm.
This committee is not, whether it's a subcommittee or a full committee or a quarter committee, this event involves all of us.
It does.
And what we are doing tonight, we should not even be questioning how we're doing this. We should be telling people tonight, this is what's going on and moving forward. But next year, I'll be able to help you much better. If I'm on the committee and you're there, we'll plan this a little differently. But I believe that we need to have a meeting the week before with every single body, because this is not your event. It's not the subcommittee event, but it's all of us event. And we all need to know what role we are playing. You understand? Whether we could come out for an hour, 2 hours of what we are going to do, everybody needs to be given an assignment as to what you want us to do.
And what you just did is exactly what I wanted. So it's not Melanie's. It is the Education Committee event. And we do have a subcommittee, and so what we've done tonight is giving you all a report of, when it is, what time it is, and overall of the event. So what you've just done in saying, for us to make sure we have, a Zoom with everyone, certainly that's a great suggestion to make sure we do have that. As Ms. Pamela Payne has, made everyone aware, the subcommittee meets every Friday at 5:30. So everyone's actually welcome to join that as well. So I definitely appreciate you saying that. And we do want to be able to give everyone an opportunity to have something to do on that particular day, as this is our committee's event. And I appreciate you for sharing that. And each year it'll get better and better as we have folks continuing to do it, even if they're not on the community board. So thank you so much for sharing that. Anybody else? All right, y'all. What are we all set with the agenda that we go through? Oh, I guess the last thing was so this is April. This is April. And so we have May and June, y'all, and that's it. We're done for the year. So we know that we have this subcommittee working to do something within the schools before the end of the year. We know that May is a time when teachers are usually acknowledged for their work. Is there anything else that you all are looking to do? I think are we all set with the Jackie Robinson event and then the one last event that we're looking to do in the schools? Or is there something that you all, I don't know, any organization that you want to partner with or anything that you've seen or heard happening in May or June in which we should partake in?
The only thing I am aware of is I know that I live a block away from Robert McNair Park, and so the block association of Bedford Union and Franklin is having a day where they do, the bouncy house, and they block off the block for a block party type of thing. So I don't know the exact date, but I'll share that as soon as I know that. So that's just something to think about too.
So like us being present.
Yeah, like that. I mean, I can be a rep because I'm gonna be there too. But if you want to kind of know, or if things end up lining up around the same time, maybe it's a longer block thing. Who knows? I don't know.
It could be. And
Yeah.
you said, when is that?
I don't remember the date. I have to go back. The president lives a couple apartments down, so I'm gonna ask her what is the specific date for that, because I know that's coming up soon.
Oh, so we don't know if it's like maybe May. It was not as like early as May.
I don't remember what date she told me, so I
Okay,
have
no
to.
problem.
So once I know, I'll definitely,
Okay.
let
'Cause
everybody know what it is.
in my mind, I'm thinking, is it a flyer in it type of event? We can share something else we're doing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
we'll see.
All right.
June
Anything
9th
else?
is Brooklyn Queens Day.
Yes.
June 9th is Brooklyn Queens Day.
Okay. So I guess who usually does stuff with that? Is it our Borough Hall, Brooklyn Borough Hall?
It's the Brooklyn Sunday School Union. They're 205 years old. They created Brooklyn Queens Day. It's a faith-based organization.
Oh, that's a piece of history right there. Okay. Oh. All right. Well, I guess if there's anything we can do, or if y'all want to go as a unit to support it or whatever, let us know.
I'll share it. If anybody want to do anything, they're welcome to do anything. Just sharing the information is good enough.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay, cool. All right. So thank you for sharing those events. We can keep them in mind, as we know we have 2 months left. Certainly no committee can do anything totally in silos. Like, we need members, we need folks that are active, to make things happen. So thanks so much, everyone, for your contributions to the committee. Everything that you say is valid. Every point that you make, every comment, it's all relative for us to be able to get things done for this committee, and you are appreciated. So thank you so much, everyone, for all of your questions, all of your comments, all of your great input on tonight, and the things that you do to help benefit our community and make your neighbors aware, family and friends. Your contributions are not taken for granted, and you are much appreciated. We thank you so much, our Brooklyn Public Library, for joining us on this evening, for sharing the designs upcoming, making us, aware of what we need to know. As what was shared with the library tonight, they will be requesting, a letter of support. You all will see information come out about that, likely from our probably from our district. I mean, from our district office, likely.
you'll be hearing more about that. And so more folks will be referencing this particular meeting and looking back on it. So thanks again, everyone, for your participation and your questions. It's going to be very important for decisions moving forward. Lastly, is there, I guess for the most part, we've gone through the agenda. Once again, the Jackie Robinson Committee meets on Fridays at 5:30 p.m. You can definitely email for the link. Also, the subcommittee for partnering with schools is Beverly, Soul, and Janelle. And we'll be looking at minutes to see who that other person is. I will be in attendance, of course, as usual, for the executive committee meeting, in which I will be making them aware again of the overview of Jackie Robinson Day on April 30th. What else is happening that I need to make you aware? So in preparation for that meeting, what happens is they get a report of the meeting tonight. There'll definitely be discussion in reference to the request from the library, letter of support regarding the construction that will be taking place at the Eastern Parkway Library. And yeah, so those are the highlights that'll be shared at the executive committee meeting, and in turn, they would likely be brought up again as well at the general board meeting. So I just want to make you all aware of how everything works. It happens in the committee first, and then it goes to the executive committee, and then it goes to the general board. In that order. So I just want to make you all aware how things get out to the general. So those that come to the local meetings, they get first dibs on what's happening. All right. So is there anything else that anyone would like to share before we get off the meeting on this evening? As they would say, are all hearts and minds clear? All right, hearing none, thank you all so very much for joining us on this evening. Applaud yourselves, y'all. We got 2 months left of the service that we've been doing, and we appreciate you all, and I thank you all. It's 9/11. I think that's a good time to say good night.